Today we're going to talk about one of the iconic trees in the garden at Quercus, which is Lithocarpus pachyphyllus. And I'm standing beneath the trunk of the UK and Ireland champion tree, which is about 17 metres in height, probably with a far greater spread. Now, Lithocarpus are known as stone oaks, and I'll explain to you why. And Lithocarpus are actually a form of Quercus, or true oaks, but they have quite a number of outstanding differences between ordinary oaks, which have a single acorn in a single cup, and these Lithocarpus, which are very different. At Quercus, we've got about 15 different species of Lithocarpus, but only 6 of them were discovered by Wilson and Forrest and have been here for around 100 years. The newer species of stone oaks that we're growing are recent introductions, and they're still developing, and many have yet to flower. But Lithocarpus pachyphyllus is really rather different. It's a true evergreen tree, as you can see, and the leaves have these lovely fishtail ends. And here you can also see one of the first things that is different between a true oak and a stone oak. A true oak has small male and female flowers which hang down, whereas a stone oak has flowers which are pointed and stick up. And if we look here at a piece I've cut from another tree, you can see the tail end of a male flower which has already fertilized the female flowers. And the female flower spikes, you can see how upright they are just starting to callus and form into a sort of warty, barnacle-like swellings. And this is what happens in the first year, but if we stop and see what happens in the second year, you'll see what I'm talking about the seeds of stone oaks being so very different. So in the first year, the flowers start to fasciculate and start to develop, and in the second year, you get this extraordinary bulbous, barnacle-like growth of seeds. And these seeds start very much smaller, and during the course of the second year, they swell and they grow and they develop. And sometimes you see these seeds formed into threes, in little clusters of threes, and sometimes not. And very few of these seeds will actually swell up to be large enough to be viable, and that only really happens after a very dry summer. You end up with a seed looking like that, which is what you would find under the tree in about October, November, maybe December. And there is the real reason why stone oaks are called stone oaks. There's the stone. To plant them, you've obviously got to remove this sort of green covering, sort of papery, barky covering from the acorn itself, and then extract the acorn, which this one's been a little bit nibbled by a squirrel, as you can see, but extract the acorn with some difficulty, and it's a large acorn. And for best results, if you're going to try and germinate these, you need to also remove the hard outer covering of the acorn before you sow it. And you would sow it in a large deep pot or in a cold frame, and you would expect it to take about 2 years to germinate, although it may surprise you and germinate in a single year, or it might take longer. Some years these stone oaks germinate very quickly, Some years they don't, but it's a long drawn-out business. And we've been growing oaks for Bernkoos nurseries from this Lithocarpus pachyphyllus for many years now, but some years we have rather more of them available to sell and online than we do other years. But you can see how radically different a stone oak is to an ordinary Quercus or true oak. A true oak would have a single acorn in a single cup. It wouldn't have a huge cluster like this. And all the other species of Lithocarpus which we grow here have this extraordinary characteristic, which makes them different from oaks, and it makes the seed production takes 2 years rather than 1, as in ordinary oaks. And this is what marks out Lithocarpus as something very special and very different. And this great tree has been here. This great tree has been here for around about 100 to 120 years, and it's still going strong and producing acorns. Lithocarpus pachyphyllus.